Hi, welcome back. I really didn't think I was going to need to make a video so soon after the first one. I wasn't planning to make another video for at least another month. As you know, I've been looking at ways of sourcing nicotinamide mononucleotide as cheaply as possible because my aim is to get up to 1 gram a day. So I've been contacting wholesalers, and I've also spoken to a number of suppliers with some very interesting results. So if you stick around, I'm going to go through what information I've gleaned from wholesalers, and also some of the interesting replies I've got to emails that I've sent to suppliers. Hi, so before I start, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's subscribed. 190 subscribers at the moment. That's crazy. I never thought it would be anything like that ever, let alone after only 1 month. So I'm glad you like what I'm doing. I've made quite a few notes, go through what I've found so far with purchasing NMN. So forgive me because I'm going to be looking down to get the data. So I think it's important that you get all the information that I've gleaned, and I don't miss any. So I've been approaching wholesalers to see what is the price I can get, the good price for buying nicotinamide mononucleotide, and it seems to be that the main minimum amount I can buy is 1 kilogram. I'm not a big pharmaceutical company, so I'm guessing the figures they give me are going to be on the high side, because to them I'm just someone that's going to buy it once and then they're never going to see again, or at least not for 1 or 2 years. I'm sure that when I go through these figures, pharmaceutical companies who are selling NMN on the open market are going to be getting it for much less. So far, the quotes I've got for 1 kilogram of NMN have been between $3,000 and $2,500. That's for one kilo of pure NMN, and they've said that purity level can be guaranteed at 98%. So that seems to be the going rate. I've done some very rudimentary maths on this, and I'll go through the figures. Now, if you think that the figures I've come up with are wrong, then please in the comments below let me know, and I'll relook at the figures. So I've divided 1 kilo by 125 milligrams, and that gives us approximately 8,000 capsules. 8,000 capsules divided by 30, because that's the usual amount of capsules in a bottle, comes to 266 bottles. I've used $3,000 per kilo as the baseline, but obviously companies that purchase larger amounts of this will have a lower amount for purchasing 1 kilo. 3,000 divided by 266 bottles comes out at about $11.20 per bottle. The cheaper bottles retail for about $29.99, $30. So it's costing them about $11, and they're selling it for $30, which is about an $18 profit. Which, if you consider they've then got to ship it, there may be taxes to get it into whichever country it's going to. They've got to store it, and then they've got to ship it from where it's stored to the customer. They've also got to advertise, they've got to run their websites, and if you're paying by PayPal or by Stripe or one of those kind of companies, then they take between 2 and 3% as an overhead as well. So I thought that was okay. Then I looked further into it, and I found that there was one supplier in particular who was charging $90 for 30 capsules. And I thought that seemed crazy. If you could get 30 capsules for $30, why would you pay $90? I thought that kind of profit seemed a little bit extreme. So my search continued, contacting suppliers, or manufacturers, if you like. And then there seemed to be some kind of miscommunication between me and a supplier, and they asked me a question I wasn't ready to receive, and that was, did I want to buy pharmaceutical grade or did I want to buy food grade? So I wasn't too sure what that was, so I did a bit more research and I replied to the company, and it appears that food grade is a grade that can be cut with other ingredients to increase the volume. Now, in some cases, you have a kilo of a product, we'll say NMN in this case, and you add a filler to it because it's easier for that to go through the machine to be put into the capsules. Or in other cases, when you put the product into the capsule, because the capsule is a certain size and the product to get the right weight of 125 isn't a lot, they add a filler into it to make it look make the capsule look a little bit fuller. That doesn't seem too bad, but if they're cutting the product with another ingredient like rice hulls or rice fiber, then they're reducing the potency of the actual product, which I thought was a bit strange. So my research, and again, please, if I've missed something out or you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. There seem to be three types of food, types of grade. There's veterinary grade, which means whatever the product is safe to give to animals, ideally not humans. There's food grade, which means it can be eaten by humans. And then there's pharmaceutical grade, which is the grade required if you're using it in a laboratory, or if it's going to be a prescription drug, it has to be a pharmaceutical grade. Now, a little bit more investigation showed me that as a manufacturer or as someone who's supplying it, on the side of the bottle where you put the facts and the contents, you have to say what other ingredients are in there, but you don't have to list the weights, the measures, etc. You just have to say that there are other ingredients. For example, if they list rice hulls and rice fiber, then they're being truthful. The question I asked myself was, if they're saying that the product is 98% pure NMN, and then there are other ingredients, are those other ingredients on top of the 125 milligrams, or are they inclusive of that? Which means the NMN that is in there is 98% pure, but there's other stuff in there as well. So you may not be getting as potent a product as you think. So far, I've been offered food grade for $1,000, $900, and $800. So that's just the raw material. If you then add into that the manufacturing cost or the cost of putting it into capsules and bottling it, that $800 to $900 per kilo goes up to $1,700 per kilo. So I thought the first thing I would do is contact suppliers of NMN and ask them, because they don't actually say on the bottle this is food grade, ask them if their product is food grade or pharmaceutical grade. So the email I sent out, very simple. It just says, hi, is your NMN/NAD pharmaceutical grade or food grade? Best regards, Vince. So that went out on my birthday. it was fairly late at night where I am. The first company that replied was a company called NMN Lab UK. And their reply was, hi Vince, all products are pharmaceutical grade, manufactured by an FDA registered manufacturer in the United States. I hope this helps, Mike. So I thought that was a fairly straightforward answer. So my response to that was, many thanks for your quick response. I want to be sure before I buy, because the suggested dose is 1 gram a day, which is 8 capsules. I only ask because the label lists other ingredients. It's impossible to read exactly what they are because the picture on the Amazon site is very poor. I'm happy that the NMN grade is pharmaceutical, but what are the other ingredients? What percentage of the 125 milligrams do these ingredients take up? Depending on the percentage of other ingredients, I may need to take more than 8 capsules to ingest a full 1 gram of pure NMN. Best regards, Vince. He replied back on the 23rd of April, so 1 day to reply, which I thought was quite good. Each tablet contains 125 milligrams of NMN with additional ingredients to this. See below the image for a list of ingredients. And to his credit, he sent me a high resolution picture of the ingredients on the bottle, the one that looked very poor on Amazon. And he listed, excuse me for my pronunciation if I'm wrong, mannitol, crospobidone, citrus burst, monk fruit extract, and magnesium stearate. So I replied then, thanks very much for the clear picture. It was very helpful. I wasn't sure if the other ingredients constituted part of the 125 milligrams, but as they don't, I will only need to take 8 capsules to get my full 1 gram a day. The next company I contacted on the same day was UltraMMN, and I'll try and remember to stick up a picture of the bottle, so you know what it looks like if you decide to buy it. Same question: is it food grade or pharmaceutical grade? They replied, they didn't reply initially, so I sent another email a few days later, and on the 28th of April they said, from Steve Phillips, founder and president, "Hi Vince, our product is food grade. Please find attached the COA." I said, "Many thanks for your reply. I'm unsure what the figures actually mean, but I do understand that the NMN is 98% pure. Is there 125 milligrams of NMN in each tablet, or are there fillers that reduce the potency? I want to ingest 250 milligrams a day. Would 2 capsules be enough?" And then he replied back, "Yes, you are correct. There are 125 milligrams per capsule. The serving size is 2 capsules." So he didn't really answer my question, so I emailed back again. "Many thanks for your reply. Sorry to ask again. Your answer tells me each capsule weighs 125 milligrams. How much of that 125 milligrams is actually NMN? Best regards, Vince." His reply on the 3rd of May, "Each capsule has 125 milligrams of NMN in it." So I replied back, "Many thanks, Vince." So the third company I contacted was MAC10. They replied back on the 23rd of April, so the next day as well. "NMN raw material, 98% purity, pharmaceutical grade. Best regards, your Mac Team 10. So I replied back, "Hi Mac Team 10. Many thanks for your quick response. I want to be sure before I buy, because the suggested dose is 1 gram a day, which is 8 capsules. I only asked because the label lists other ingredients, rice fiber and rice hulls. I'm happy that the actual NMN is pharmaceutical grade, but what percentage of the 125 milligram dose and rice fibers, how much of that dose is taken up by the rice fibers? Depending on the percentage, I may need to take more than 8 capsules to ingest a full gram of NMN." He replied the next day, on the 23rd of April, "There is 131.6 milligrams of NMN in each capsule from the newest test results. The rice fiber is needed to keep the dose uniform as the NMN material does not flow well." So that indicates to me that the rice fiber is put in to the pure NMN, and then it is put into the capsules, and the rice fibers and rice hulls are used so that it flows into the capsules through the machine quickly. You can't guarantee then that there's 125 milligrams of NMN in the capsule, because you don't know how it's mixed to begin with. So I replied to him, "Thanks very much for that, and thanks for sharing the numbers." What I was confused with was that the Mac Team, which I purchased, on the back says NMN 125 milligrams, but he's saying that there's 131.6 milligrams of NMN per capsule. I don't know how you get 131 milligrams in a 125 milligram capsule. Anyway, so the next one I contacted was a company called Mighta Chrome, 22nd of April. "Hi, is it pharmaceutical grade or food grade?" No answer. 28th of April, same question. "What grade is the NMN? Is it pharmaceutical or food grade?" No answer. And as of today, which is the 27th of May, still no answer. So I certainly won't be buying my NMN from Mighta Chrome. Either they don't care about their customers, or they know that it's food grade. They know that the potency of the NMN is not that of pure NMN, i.e. 98%. So they're just going to ignore me and hope that either I go away or they lose only one customer, because if they answer me, then there's a chance that that answer may be spread across the world, and people then know that they're paying for something they're not getting. Now, because of my OCD, which most people have, when I open my Hotmail account, I look in the inbox. I also check the spam or the trash folder to see if there's anything in there of any use, and their message did not go into the spam folder, so they certainly haven't replied to 2 or the 3 messages I've sent them. So would you take the word of Dave, Lee, or Steve from Mac 10, Ultra, or NAD Lab UK with regard to their answers about how potent their NMN is? I'm not sure myself. In some cases, they replied immediately. Some cases, it took a few days for them to reply, but at least they took the time to reply and to give me, I'm assuming, is an honest answer. Personally, I won't be buying anything from Mighta Chrome, because if they can't be bothered to answer 2 or 3 emails from a customer, then they're not going to get my customer. And I'm still a bit concerned about Mac 10 getting 131.6 milligrams into a 125 milligram capsule. Now, the thing that I still can't work out, maybe someone can shed some light on this, is that if I buy 1 kilogram of pure NMN, it's going to cost me $3,000. If the same supplier is going to then offer me food grade NMN and it's $1,000, that's 30% cheaper. It can't be the same product. So regardless of whether they put the rice fibers in at the beginning or they put them in at the end, I'm not getting 100% pure product if I buy food grade. And because the law doesn't dictate or doesn't make them tell consumers how much is in there, all they've got to do is say, yeah, there's a certain amount of it in there. So if it costs $3,000 for 1 kilo and $1,000 for food grade of a kilo, simple maths would dictate that food grade is 1/3 as potent as the pharmaceutical grade NMN. I may be wrong. Please let me know if you think my figures are wrong, etc. I then looked at a company called Alive by Nature. The videos I put up previously, I've had a couple of comments from people saying, have you tried Alive by Nature? So I looked at their site, and it appears that they do actually sell pure NMN, and they state that it is pure NMN, and because they're saying that, it's obviously not food grade. They advertise 12 grams for $69.95. That's $5.80 per gram. If I'm paying $3,000 for a kilo, that works out for me at $3 a gram. So they're buying it for $3 and they're selling it for $5.80. I'm sure they're buying it for much less than $3 a gram. So that means their profit per gram is $2.80. So for a 12 gram bottle, and I'll try to remember to put a picture up there, less overheads, they're making $33.95, so nearly $34 per 12 grams. For someone like me that wants to take 1 gram a day, I would be paying $174 a month. And of that $174, $84 less overheads is going to be pure profit. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, because that's their business. So there's making a living, but I think also you need to consider that there's making a killing as well. And I'm not too sure which side of the fence they fall. So what am I saying? Well, 1 gram of NMN is expensive. If you want to be taking 1 gram of NMN, as I do, possibly for the rest of my life to improve my quality of life, it's going to be expensive if I buy it from Alive by Nature, or if I buy it from the companies I'm going to the moment to get the capsules. It's going to be close to $200 a month. And when I can buy 1 kilo for $3,000, and if I take a gram a day, that's going to last me for 2 years. I'm still going to be pursuing trying to get hold of my own pure NMN powder from a wholesaler. So what can you do? I think what you can do is what I've done, which is to read the label, to see if there are any other ingredients, and then consider contacting the supplier. If it's Mac 10, Ultra NMN, or NMN Lab UK, then you'll know the answer you'll get. If they don't reply, like Mighta Chrome, then possibly don't consider purchasing your product from them. You may want to buy it once and then send it off to get independently tested, so you can be sure that the money that you're spending, because it's no small amount, is actually for pure NMN. I've looked and I can't find anywhere that will do testing for an individual. If anyone knows where you can send product like this to be tested independently and you can get a result, please let me know. And also, if you could, let me know how much it's going to cost as well. The other thing you can do is do what I'm trying to do, which is to buy your pharmaceutical grade NMN from a reputable supplier. They'll send you a sample so you can check it, and all you need to do is pay for the shipping. It appears from the research I've done so far that NMN has a shelf life of about 2 years. So I worked out that 3 kilos would do me for more than 2 years. So I'd either have to throw some away or give it away. But $3,000 would get me two years worth. So my quest to buy a 2-year supply, because I think that's what comes from a kilo, still continues, and I'll keep you posted. If you could let me know in the comments below if you're taking NMN, because I know some people are, because the questions that they've asked, they've explained to me exactly what they're taking. They seem to be on the same regime as me. And tell me if it's powder or if it's capsules. And I've also heard that if you take it under the tongue as opposed to swallowing the capsules, you get more effect in that they call it bioavailability. It means that more of the NMN is absorbed straight into your body and doesn't go through the liver where it's filtered out. So if you've got any information on that, please let me know, or direct me to somewhere where I can find that information. At the moment, the only place I can find where it tells me that the best way to take it is under the tongue is on the Alive by Nature website. I think that's because they seem to have set themselves up, birds at the window, they seem to have set themselves up as the industry leader in selling powdered NMN. So I don't know if they're maybe trying to advertise and create a niche where they are the main suppliers. If anyone knows if it's better to take it under the tongue or you can take it in capsules, then please do let me know. And let me know if you think that the profits that the companies are making seem to be a bit excessive. Like I say, I understand you've got to make a living because that's what they do as they work, but this is also for the benefit of helping people, making their lives more enjoyable, making them longer, ideally, and also making them, allowing them to play a bigger part in their families' lives as they reach their later years. So let me know if you think that maybe they're taking advantage of people by overcharging, or the guy that helped me to do all these figures is a gentleman called Steve, an American from this great state of Georgia, and he's worked out that the return on investment is well over 100%. So maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this has been useful. If I come across any other information that I think is useful or important with regard to buying NMN from a wholesaler and being able to cut out the middleman, i.e. the likes of Mac 10 and Mighta Chrome, etc., then I'll post another video. If not, my next video is going to be my 2-monthly update on my NMN story. As a teaser, I'm already up to 250 milligrams a day. A couple of things have happened with regard to my general well-being, etc., sleep patterns, etc. But I'll give you the full details of that in the next video, which will be about 3 weeks to 3 to 5 weeks time. So thanks again for watching. I hope this information has been useful. If you've got any questions or there's anything else you'd like me to look at, please put them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you either in the video or I'll answer in the comments as quickly and as honestly as I can. So thanks again for watching. See you again in maybe 3 to 5 weeks. Bye-bye.